Shalom.
You're the real Hebrew Israelites who come out every week to prophesy the downfall of this kingdom, America, which is called the daughter of Babylon in the Bible, and to teach you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're the Lord's chosen people, the 12 tribes of Israel, and we want to give all praise and glory to
YAHAWASHI.
double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone hands, teaching us the truth of the Bible. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect scattered around the world. Shalom.
Shalom.
So with that, we want to talk about how the Lord, YAHAWASHI, how he rises from the dead. Because some people, they don't believe that a dead man can come back from the dead, you know. Especially the Lord, because he had power. You know, he has power over the dead. So let's go to John 2 and 14. Because the more proof you bring that the Lord came back from the dead, the more you believe, the more chance you'll have for salvation.
So this is John 2 and 14, right? 2 and 14.
Yeah.
2 and 14. And found in the temple those that sold oxen.
So like you start at 13.
To understand, this is the book of John 2 and 13. It says, and the Jews' Passover was at hand, and YAHAWASHI went up to Jerusalem.
Yeah, so the Passover was at hand, and YAHAWASHI went to Jerusalem. Keep going.
14. And it says, and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves, and the changers of money sitting.
Yeah, so we went to the temple, and there was people selling sheep and doves and changers of money. And keep going.
15. And when he had made a skirt of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple. He was kicking their ass.
Yeah, he drove them out with he made like
a whip, no?
Yeah, like a whip.
Like a whip, so yeah.
Keep going.
And it says he drove them out. It's like he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changers' money and overthrew the tables.
He was mad because you're not supposed to be selling animals in the temple, in the church.
Yeah.
It's like us out here selling, animals, but
like trying to make some money though, like right now.
Especially for your sacrifices,
Yeah.
And keep going.
16. And said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence, make not my father's house in a house of merchandise.
Keep going. I think we read that.
No, that was.
Oh yeah. God, see, so don't make my father's house merchandise. Don't sell the truth. Don't sell Hebrew Israelite garments. On eBay.
Yeah.
And keep going.
17. And his disciples remembered that it was written, the seals of thy house have eaten me up.
Because it was written. Keep going.
18. Then answered the Jews and said unto him, what sign showest thou unto us, seeing that thou dost these things?
Yes, saying, what authority do you have? Telling us that we can't sell.
Yeah. Like, who are you to tell us though? Like, they're just straight niggas though, man.
Yeah.
Straight niggas though. Like, man, who are you? Like, bro, like for Slaka, for example, if we tell people, hey, we're prophets from the Most High, they're gonna look at us like, what are you talking about? They're gonna look at us just guys in ponchos and have a sign. They're not gonna say, God didn't send you guys. Like, they'll look at us like nothing, bro. You can see the looks on people's faces when they drive by, man. Like, you want to get to the next one? John 2 and 19. YAHAWASHI answered and said unto them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up.
Yeah, so YAHAWASHI told them, he said, destroy this temple. And they were thinking the church temple, because what building can you tear down in 3 days?
And bring it up. How are you gonna build a temple in 3 days?
Yeah. You can't build a temple in 3 days. Keep going.
20. Then said the Jews, 40 and 6 years was his temple in building, and wilt thou rear it up in 3 days? So it's like a question there.
Yeah, so it took 46 years to build the temple. How are you going to build it in 3 days? You know, because when he said, destroy this temple and I'll raise it in 3 days, raise it in 3 days, uh, he was talking about his body. Because I'm going to get the definition for raise. Destroy this temple and raise it in 3 days. And definition for raise, to arouse from sleep, to awake, to arouse from the sleep of death, to recall the dead to life.
Yeah, there you go.
So when he said, destroy this temple and I'll rise it up in 3 days, he was talking about himself.
Yeah.
You know, his body.
Yeah.
So now, keep going.
21 says, but he spake of the temple of his body. Said,
Temple of his body.
Yeah.
See, so, and they didn't get that.
They just went over their head. They're like, what are you talking about?
So now, it was a prophecy that he would die. He knew he was going to die, but he knew he was going to come back to life in 3 days. So now, let's go to Matthew 27 and 50. This is when he's about to die.
Matthew 27 and 50. YAHAWASHI, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost.
He yielded up the ghost, which means he gave up the spirit, which is, the spirit went up. That's what happens. Your spirit goes up, but your body stays here. Keep going.
And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom, and the earth did quake, and the rocks rent.
So as soon as he died, the whole earth shook.
So it was like an earthquake, right? Like a big earthquake, yeah.
It was an earthquake. So when he died, it was like the earth said no.
Yeah, because I think you even see that in that movie Passion of the Christ, when like the earthquake happened when he gave up the ghost in that movie.
Yeah.
You see it though.
And there was an eclipse.
That lunar.
It got dark.
That lunar eclipse, right? Yeah.
The whole earth got dark.
And this was an afternoon though, so when a lunar eclipse happens, it happens in the daytime. We just had one not too long ago either. I don't know if you remember though, but it wasn't long though. It was just like, I think like 30 minutes though, but it looked dim though, like it looked dim. So we had one not too long ago, so yeah.
So keep going.
52. And the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose.
The graves were opened, and many bodies that slept arose. This is where they get Night of the Living Dead, because
it's true, yeah.
That's when the dead come out the graves. You know?
Yeah.
They show you that in Michael Jackson Thriller.
Oh, that's right. That song Thriller.
Yeah. He's a zombie. You know. And that's what happens. So even the dead rose up. You know. The whole earth shook. He made the dead rise up. Read that one again.
Matthew 27:52. And the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose.
Many bodies of the saints, not just any dead people, but the saints.
The Israelites.
That's right.
Yep.
The ones who died believing in YAHAWASHI, in the Lord. And keep going.
53. And came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the holy city and appeared unto many. So yeah, that, hey, in the movies and those zombie movies, right? Don't they do that? They're like the cemetery be out in the country somewhere, and they wake up and start going into the city. I think that's Night Living of the Dead.
Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah. See, Hollywood gets a lot of their ideas from the scriptures. Where do you think they got Godzilla from? You know, where do you think they got the Independence Day and all the movies? Literally from the scriptures, though.
That's right. From there, keep going.
54. Now, when the centurion and they that were with him, watching YAHAWASHI, saw the earthquake and those things that were done, they feared greatly, saying, "Surely this was the Son of God."
So, when Yahushua died, he had to be the Lord, you know, because everything got shooken up. It was an earthquake. The bodies rose from the dead. Even the Roman officers were like, "This was the Son of God."
Yeah, you're true. All that, imagine all that happening that moment, like with the lunar eclipse, though, the earthquake. Like it was like you know, imagine seeing all that, bro.
Yeah, because he shook the heavens.
Yeah.
Even it was the Most High. You know, the Most High was, mad too.
That's why I said Revelation 1:7, when he comes, he's gonna come like, you know, it's gonna, of course, you do that what's that called, that loud noise, not that yell.
Yeah, loud shout.
Yeah, that shout. There you go, that shout. Where do you think that shout is from?
There we go to John 20:1.
This is the book of John 20:1. The first day of the week cometh Mary Magdalene early, when it was yet dark, and unto the sculptor, and seeth the stone taken away from the sculptor.
Mary, she went to the Lord's grave. You know, it was I think it's called sepulchre.
Yeah, I was saying it wrong.
It's a sepulchre, and the stone that was in front of the entrance was moved.
So like it was like pushed to the side, right? Like it was pushed to the side.
And keep going.
Then she runneth and cometh to Simon Peter and to the other disciple whom Yahushua loved, and said unto them, they had taken away the Lord out of the how do you say sepulchre, and we know not where they have laid him.
Yeah, so he was missing.
So imagine, like where he go? Who took him?
Keep going.
3. Peter therefore went forth, and that other disciple came to the sepulchre. And they were running. 4. So they ran both together, and the other disciple did outrun Peter, and came first to the sepulchre. So I believe it was John, right? Yeah, he just
outran him.
Took off. 5, it says, and he stooped down and looking in, saw the linen clothes lying, yet went he not in. That's called order 2, though, man. You know, I believe Apostle Bar made a video about how there was discipline, man, structure, though, because he didn't went in there, though. He just like kind of looked go in, though, but he didn't go in there. You know what I'm saying? You know, he knew about order.
Yeah, he just stood from the doorway. He could see his clothes on the ground. You know?
Then cometh Simon Peter following him, and went into the sculpture. How do you say? Sepulchre, and seeth the linen clothes lie.
Yeah. So they both saw the clothes on the ground. Keep going.
7, it says, and the napkin that was about his head, not lying with the linen clothes, but the wrapped together in a place by itself. So it was just literally just like just there.
Yep. It was just laying there. And keep going.
Then went in also that other disciple which came first to the scepter, and he saw and believed.
Right. So when the disciple, when he seen the clothes on the ground, automatically he believed. You know, he knew that he knew about the scriptures, what it said about the Lord was going to rise up
3 days.
In 3 days.
So he knew right away. Oh, that's what he was talking
Yep.
about.
Yep. So right then, read that again.
Then went what was it again?
Verse 8.
Then went in also the other disciple, which came first to the sepulchre, and he saw and believed.
He just saw the clothes and believed.
Like he didn't even question it. He was like, "Oh."
He didn't even have to see the Lord.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So read the next verse.
9 it says, "For as yet they knew not the scripture that he must rise again from the dead."
But they didn't understand that he would rise from the dead. Let's see. Go to verse 11.
John 20:11. But Mary stood without at the sepulchre. Can't have mind boggling with that word.
Yeah, because they didn't believe until that happened.
Yeah. Weeping, and as she went, she stooped down and looked into the sepulchre, and seeing two angels in white sitting, one at the head and the other at the feet. So there was one over here by the head, and the other one by the feet. Bro.
Yeah, right where the Yahawashi's body was laying.
Yeah.
But his body wasn't there yet. His body still wasn't there. But they were just where his body was.
Like it was like he was the one angel was here, the other one was at the end of. So they were just like both of them at the end.
One at the head, one at the feet. Keep going.
And then I says 13, and they said to her, "Woman, why weepest thou?" She said unto them, "Because they have taken away my Lord, and I know not where they have laid him." So you know what I mean? She was like crying. It was like, I don't know where the body went, you know.
That's right. Keep going.
And when she had thus said, she turned herself back and saw Yahawashi standing, and knew not it was Yahawashi. She thought it was just someone.
Yeah. She was already gonna leave, so she like turned to leave.
Yeah.
But then she seen somebody standing there, and keep going.
15. Yahawashi said unto her, "Woman, why weepest thou? Whom seekest thou?" He asked him, like, "What are you looking for?"
Why are you crying?
Yeah, why are you crying?
Who are you looking for?
Yeah. She supposed him to be the gardener, so she thought he was just someone that would hurt
She thought he was the gardener because that's where the the cemetery, or that's where his body was. It was around where the gardener was.
She said unto him, "Sir, if thou hast borne him hence, tell me where thou hast laid him, and I will take him away." So she was like, "You took him? Like, just tell me where he's at, and you know, I'll take him away."
So imagine that. She was speaking to the Lord. The Lord knew, but he didn't tell her yet.
Yeah. And she knows that, you know what I mean? It was Yahawashi though. 16. Yahawashi said unto her, "Mary." She turned herself and said unto him, Rabboni?
Rabboni.
Rabboni.
Or Rabboni.
Rabboni? Yeah.
It was like rabbi.
Like father, right?
Yeah, it's like teacher.
Teacher. Yeah. Which is to say master. Oh yeah, it's like a teacher though.
Master.
And 17 it says, Yahawashi said unto her, "Touch me not, for I am not yet ascended to my Father. But go to my brethren and say unto them, I ascend unto my Father and your Father, and to my God and your God."
So Yahawashi told her, "Don't touch me, because I haven't went to the Father yet." So he was still in the flesh. He wasn't in the spirit yet. He wasn't a ghost. He was still in his fleshly body after he rose from the dead. Because what person do you know what ghost do you know that you could touch?
Yeah, that's true.
Because he said, "Don't touch me." Now, what ghost do you know that you could touch?
Yeah.
Because she,
Exactly.
right away when she seen him, she wanted to hug him, you know, or
Yeah.
you know, she was, but he was like, "Don't touch me,
Because I haven't.
I haven't went up yet." But she said instead, keep going.
18. Mary Magdalene came and told the disciples that she had seen the Lord, and that he had spoken these things unto her.
Yeah, so Mary, she went and told the disciples that she seen him. So now from there, we'll go to Matthew 28 and 9.
Matthew 28 and 9. And as they went to tell his disciples, behold, Yahushua met them, saying, "All how," and they came and held him by the feet and worshipped him.
So I just read verse 8, just to get a little better
Understanding of Matthew 28 and 8. And they departed quickly from the scepter with fear and great joy, and did run to bring his disciples word.
Yeah, because so they ran from the where they ran from Yahushua was because they told him that his body wasn't there. Okay,
9. And as they went to tell his disciples, behold, Yahushua met them, saying, "All hail," and they came and held him by the feet and worshipped him.
So they seen Yahushua.
So they're like happy.
And they went by the feet and held him by the feet. So they were actually touching him. They were touching his body.
Yeah.
From there, go to John 21 and 1.
And what? John 21 and 1. After these things, Yahushua showed himself again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias, and on this wise showed he himself.
Yeah, so after he died, he was still, after he died and then rose up, he was still walking around. You know?
Yeah.
He was still walking around, meeting people. You know? And then he said he went to the Sea of Galilee and he seen his disciples. Keep going.
2. They were together Simon Peter and Thomas called Didymus and Nathanael of Cana in Galilee, and the sons of Zebedee, and 2 other of his disciples.
So he's seen all the disciples, his disciples there.
Disciples there, yeah.
Keep going.
3. Simon Peter said unto them, I go a fishing. They said to him, we also go with thee. And they went forth and entered into a ship immediately. And that night they caught nothing.
So they didn't catch no fish all night. Keep going.
But when the morning was now come, Yahushua stood on the shore, but the disciples knew not that it was Yahushua.
So they didn't recognize him either. You know, just like how Mary didn't recognize him.
Because that would be the first time he appeared to the disciples, right? Or was it the second time?
I don't remember if it was.
Because there was the time, and then there was a time too when they were eating, right? He appeared to them.
Yeah, because I was skipping around when I got this lesson.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get it in order.
Yeah. But there was just a couple times where he appeared, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Yahushua was just, he was, like you say, he was just walking around, you know? And what person you know that could do that? Or did that? Besides Yahushua. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna get. I think we're gonna get how long he was up, how long he wrote, how long he was, or something like that. But we're gonna get more edification. Yeah, keep going.
John 21 and 5. Then Yahushua said unto them, Children, have ye any meat? They answered him, No.
Yeah, so they didn't have no fish. Keep going.
And he said unto them, Cast a net on the right side of the ship, and ye shall find. They cast therefore, and now they were not able to draw it for the multitude of fishes. Man, so he caught so much they weren't even able to pick it out, though, you know?
That's right.
Therefore, that disciple whom Yahawashi loved said unto Peter, is the Lord. Now when Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he girded his fishing coat unto him, for he was naked, and did cast himself into the sea.
Yeah, so when the disciples, when they finally went to the shore to see the Lord, they saw, he took off his coat, to put it on the Lord because the Lord said he was naked. But, I mean, I'm sure he wasn't fully naked. He probably had something covering.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was just like, I bet he was like, thought he was cold.
But he probably didn't have a shirt on, because his clothes were in the temple. In the sepulchre.
Yeah. Because even in the movies and shows, though, he had something on him, though, They just wrapped him around that thing.
I'm sure he had his underwear on.
Yeah.
Especially when he see Mary.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So that's why he seen him, and it automatically took off his coat and put it on him.
I just feel like he was probably thinking he was probably cold though, so he was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's the Lord, like he's probably cold.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. And 8, you want to read it?
Yeah.
It says, and the other disciples came in a little ship, for they were not far from the land, but it was for 200 cubits, dragging the net with fishes. A lot of fishes, they had a lot of fishes.
So from there, go back to John 20. John 20 and 24.
John 20 and 24. But Thomas, one of the 12, called Didymus, was not with them when Yahawashi came.
So it said one of the 12, which is Thomas, was not with the others. Was not with the others when Yahawashi came. He didn't see Yahawashi.
Yeah.
Not yet.
The other disciples therefore said unto him, we have seen the Lord. But he said unto them, except I shall see in his hands the print of the nails, and put my finger into the print of the nails, and thrust my hand into his side, and I will not believe. So he literally had to see it and believe it.
Yeah, so the other disciples told him, we seen him.
Yeah.
But it was like, until I put my finger through his finger, and see the nail marks, I'm not going to believe it that he's back up and walking. That's how some of these, some people don't believe that he came back in the flesh.
Yeah. Or he even came in general, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And after 8 days, again, his disciples were within, and Thomas with them. Then came Yahawashi, the doors being shut, and stood in the midst and said, peace be unto you. That's what I was talking about when he appeared there. Well, it was the first time for Thomas, but the second time for the other disciples.
Because it said 8 days later, right?
Yeah.
So this time Thomas did see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it said they even shut the doors.
Yeah. 27. Then said he to Thomas, reach there thy finger, and behold my hands, and reach hither thy hand, and thrust it into my side, and be not faithless, but believing.
So see, Yahawashi told him, he already knew
that he wasn't believing.
That he wasn't believing. So he said, go ahead, go ahead
here.
and put your finger
there. I'm right here.
Yeah. He said, don't be faithless. Faithless is not believing.
Yeah.
So he was in the flesh. Keep going.
And Thomas answered and said unto him, my Lord and my God. So it had to take him that to believe, though.
So it took him that to believe. He's lucky that the Lord was right there.
Yeah.
Keep going.
29. Yahawashi said unto him, Thomas, believe thou hast seen me, thou hast believed. Blessed are they that have not seen and yet have believed.
See, so today we can't see him, but if we believe that he did, rise from the dead, blessed are we.
Yeah. Because in what's it called though? In Hebrews 11th chapter, it talks about the substance that you can't see though, but you believe though. So you just faith is something that you can't see though, but it's in your spirit to believe though.
Yeah. So keep going because that's what's gonna bless us is the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going.
And many other signs truly in YAHAWASHI in the presence of disciples, which are not written in this book. So man, who knows else what he did though?
Yeah, there was more.
There's more things though.
More miraculous signs, not just what we're telling you.
Yeah.
So there's even more proof, that's not written. Yeah, keep going.
31. But these are written that ye might believe that YAHAWASHI is the Mashiach, the Son of God, and that believing ye might have life through his name. And Jesus said.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of believing, so that we could have life too.
Because it says through his name. It didn't say names, it said through his name.
That's right.
And Apostle Gabar, well, I think it was Apostle Gabar, yeah, he made a video saying that the angel Gabriel, when he told Mary and Joseph what's her name, YAHAWASHI, he just said YAHAWASHI. He didn't say, oh, name him Jesus, name him Isus, name him not. Like he just, the angel Gabriel just gave them just one name. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. So these other ones, I mean, he has many titles, don't get me wrong though, YAHAWASHI has many titles, but he had one name. You know what I'm saying? So that, when I heard that video, I was watching that video, I was like, yeah, like Apostle Gabar just hit the nail, you know what I mean? Hit the apple straight on the nail because it is true. You know what I'm saying? Imagine the angel Gabriel, yes, you're gonna call him Jesus at that time. What the fuck? Nah. The angel Gabriel just told him one name and that was it.
Yeah, there was no letter J. There was no way to call him. J sound.
Yeah.
So now, from there, let's go to 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 15 and 4.
1 Corinthians 15 and 4.
Sure, still going.
Still going?
Yeah, you're still going?
Yeah, it's good. 1 Corinthians 15 and 4. So I'm just going to turn it off and get back on real quick.